MD Online Editor. So interesting turn of events here. Yesterday, Nick Trigili on his Bodybuilding and Bullshit channel posted a video titled Branch Warren's Bodybuilding Addiction Has to Stop or Must Stop. Sorry if I'm misquoting it. So in the video, Nick talked about the fact that Branch is still too big for someone who's been retired 7 years. He's carrying too much muscle mass, can't be healthy, has to be in serious pain because he's still training crazy heavy, crazy hard. But basically the fact that there's no reason he should be this big right now, especially, he has a wife, he has a daughter, and for health and longevity purposes, he really should downsize, way downsize, lose, tons, 50, 60 pounds of muscle and come down to a slim athletic build and just do like yoga and light stretching and things like that. And, stop training like he's been training all these years. But, I wanted to get Branch's response, so I messaged him this morning. He wasn't even aware of the video. I sent it to him. I don't know if he watched the whole thing, but he got back to me and he was going to do a podcast. He was going to do an interview with me, and then he reconsidered because he didn't want to really give credence or validity to Nick's video. But, I've known Branch for 20 years now, close to it. Trained with him, spent time with him. One time we did a 3-day gym tour around New England, and I was driving around with him. He's a really good dude, and I wanted to respond to it because I felt like Nick was sort of misleading people as far as what's going on with Branch. So I did talk to Branch for a little bit this morning, and I got some info from him, and I want to clear some things up that were discussed in the Trigili video. So he is 220 pounds right now and very, very lean. He's looking huge, but consider the fact that he used to be between 265 and 270 in the off season. So he's down 45, 50 pounds from where he normally would be. So much, much lighter than he used to be. He used to compete around 245, 250. So he's downsized quite a bit. This is something that really surprised me. People assume he doesn't do any cardio or that his heart can't be in good shape. He gets up and goes to a track every morning and runs 2 miles. I can't run 2 miles. Branch Warren runs 2 miles every day. Runs. Doesn't look like somebody who could run, right? He's so thick and compact and muscular, but he does. What else? His joints. I assumed his joints had to be in agony. I mean, my joints are killing me all the time. My knee, my shoulder, my back, and I never did anything close to what this guy did in the gym and still does today. Says his joints feel fine. He has no idea why. He has torn muscles in the past training, but those were tendons. As far as the actual bone, the joints, you would think advanced arthritis like I have. Nope. He's doing great. What else? His health. He gets 3 different checkups a year. He does the EKG, the stress test, everything you could possibly do. He is looking out for his health and longevity. He's very well aware of all the things that have befallen these bodybuilders. We've lost so many over this past couple of years. He had a close friend, he said, that just a month ago passed away. So he is very much on top of his health. You can believe him or not. Branch is a lot of things, but he's not a liar. He's definitely. He says he has a clean bill of health. He did emphasize people die of things like cancer, stroke, heart attack every day that aren't bodybuilders. Yes, we bodybuilders do put a huge extra level of stress on our bodies with the PEDs, but he's clearly, we didn't get into that, but he's clearly either on he's got to be on just TRT, because 50 pounds of muscle, he would not have dropped 50 pounds of muscle if he was still blasting. What else did Branch say, guys? He wanted to say that bodybuilding itself is healthy. Competitive bodybuilding is not healthy, but he's been retired 7 years, so he's not doing the things that he was doing as a competitive bodybuilder that would put that extra level of risk into the whole thing. He stays very, very lean, doesn't carry a lot of body fat, as you can see by that picture in the thumbnail that Nick also used. That is a current picture. His legs don't seem to have gotten any smaller. To me, he doesn't look smaller, but I have seen him at shows recently, and he's still a huge guy, not anywhere near as huge as he used to be, and that tells you he's consciously made a decision to downsize. He would probably have to stop lifting weights. But, as Branch has said, he even he's made posts to this effect. He became a bodybuilder because he loves to train. Other people train because they want to be a bodybuilder. He loves the training. He's, that's like me. I love training. I'm always looking forward to the next time I can get to the gym and train hard and heavy as I can on certain things these days. Branch just loves training. That's why he's still training that hard and that heavy 7 years post-retirement. It kind of reminds me of Kai. I was down in Florida in April and got to train with Kai, and I saw him a couple other times at the Redcon gym too. That's somebody who would train no matter what. If he's been retired for 20 years, he'll still be training hard. He'll still be a big dude. Let's see if you guys have anything you want to add to this. Otherwise, I'm going to be going to Costco soon to pick up some stuff. So, let's see. I'll read your comments. Let's go to the live chat. Okay. Branch is a beast. Yeah, I mean, he gave me this shirt at the end of that weekend that we had spent driving around and stuff. It was really cool. And I got to train with him. I got to train legs with Branch. And let me tell you, that was the toughest leg workout of my life. I trained with Ronnie, but when I was with Ronnie, there was like 5 of us training. So there was a lot of rest. Trained with Dorian. Dorian trained me. That was a tough workout, but it was over in like a half hour. The Branch workout, it was at my gym. It was at like 9 o'clock at night because we'd been driving around going to different supplement stores and gyms all day. Legs. And this guy, he does not rest much between sets. It was just like bam, bam, bam. As soon as your set's done, the next guy goes. And he's using heavy weights and doing a lot of reps and drop sets. That is a hard trainer. Oh, what else? Christ is king. You can be big on low doses if he's eating clean, sleeping, and training hard. I don't see how that's bad. It's easy to maintain on TRT. Yeah, he's been training. Branch is 47 years old. He's been training hard since he was like 15. The muscle that you build in decades and decades of heavy training does not all go away. He has lost a lot of muscle. He's 220 versus, he used to compete around 250. Off season would be like 270. He's way down in size compared to what he used to be. Still big. He's always going to be a big dude as long as he keeps training, even on a TRT dose. That's hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around because there are a lot of people, I'd say most of you out there, and I fall into this category, no matter how many drugs we did, all the drugs in the world, we wouldn't even be as big as Branch is right now on very little. Just the way it is. Blowing up like a fish? No, I wouldn't say that. My face looks fat. Christ is king. Why would you want to lose muscle intentionally and stop training? Yeah, once people stop doing what they love, they're done. Yeah, how many guys, retire from a job? This is just nothing to do with Branch or anything. How many guys retire and then they're dead within a couple of years because they have nothing to look forward to, no more purpose, Yeah. But why would somebody have to get skinny? If you're on top of your health, if you really are getting all these, every heart test you can get, all the blood work, and doctors tell you you're in tip-top shape, why would you have to downsize even more just because someone like Nick Trigili says you have to? Yeah, come on, Nick. You're better than that. Branch is a beast. Again, yes, absolutely. Nick Trigili seems to enjoy stirring up crap. Well, that's his channel. He reports the news, but it's a lot of gossip. I mean, he's like the National Enquirer, TMZ. He's doing a good job of it because you guys all watch his videos. I watch his videos. Some of these things are more gossipy than others. Too much steroids? I don't know what you mean by that, balls deep. Nino Brown, what drugs are causing the strokes or heart attacks we see with these bodybuilders dying? I mean, all the drugs. I mean, use of any steroids in large amounts over long periods of time is going to put a huge strain on the heart. Being really, really big and heavy, overweight, really overweight for your height, your BMI, even if it's muscle, it's still a lot of extra strain on the heart and the other organs. Whether you're, a guy who's 5'8" and 300 pounds fat or muscle, either way, it's an extra strain. The heart's got to be pumping to get blood through all those muscles. Martin the Martian, wow. Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't be having the conversation, Martin, but I know the best thing was probably just to ignore it, but I didn't want to ignore it because I know Branch, and I didn't want to see Nick's point of view be the only point of view that people were hearing. Branch himself didn't want to, give credence or validation to Nick's video, but I just had to jump in here because I disagree with a lot of things he was saying, and I want people to know that just because someone with a bodybuilding channel, a podcast, whatever, makes a statement or opinion, that doesn't mean it's fact. That's just his opinion. He doesn't know anything about Branch's health, his motivations for why he still trains. He doesn't know any of that. He just speculates, and, you know, people will take that speculation as gospel truth. But I agree, Martin the Martian. Another up-and-comer living in Texas now. Martian in the house. I appreciate you being on the chat, Martin. Nick is a sour, jealous cunt. I mean, I don't know Nick's motivation. You know, he didn't achieve a whole lot in bodybuilding after he turned pro because he just didn't do a lot of shows. And, you know, that's his deal, why he didn't want to keep doing it. And he seems to be doing fine now with whatever he's doing. I like Nick's intro show, guys. Great from the past, Mike Menzer. Yeah, well, that's old school labs. Of course they're going to show Mike Menzer. It sucks he does not help the sport. Just put bad name on it. Nick Trigili is. Yeah. Someone's trying to start shit with Martin. No. Where's Brent's response? He posted, no, Joan. He didn't want to respond. We were actually, I had the Zoom set up, and I sent him the link, and then he's like, you know, he called me. He said, you know what? I don't want to respond to it. I wanted to respond to it. I hope Branch isn't upset that I'm not speaking for Branch. I spoke to him, and I'm repeating some of the things that we discussed, but I'm not speaking on behalf of Branch or for Branch. He's a grown-ass man. Believe me, he could, if he wanted to respond, he would. I felt like responding just because, you know, I didn't want Nick's video to be the only point of view that people heard. I didn't want them to think, oh, Trigili's right. Branch he's addicted to being huge and gear and all this, and, you know, he should stop, but he won't. And, you know, I didn't want that to be the only thing that people heard. So, you know, I took it upon myself. Nick is a grown man, spend time. You train with both Dorian and Branch as well. What workout was harder? I said the Branch workout was harder because he doesn't rest very long in between sets. And Guy Sister Nino said one time, if you're training with him and he thinks if you don't go quickly enough to start your set, he'll just jump in and do another set because he's like, go, go, go. And this is with heavy weights and a lot of reps. Man, it was a rough leg day. It was the only workout of my life I felt like escaping, like going to the locker room and escaping out the back door because it was like 90 degrees in the gym. Air conditioning was out, which is nothing to him. He trained at Metroflex all those years, you know, where I think it gets up to like 115, 20 sometimes inside that place in the summer. But man, I was just dying. I was trying to keep up with him. I was dying, and I wasn't using the same weights, obviously. I had strong legs, but that guy's legs were like, oh, crazy strong. What else? Are you going to Team Universe? No, alone. I'm not going. Sorry. Sometimes the best thing to do is not say nothing. Yeah, that's Branch's. Branch is taking the high road. He's not saying anything. This is just me taking it upon myself to respond. And I did get some info from Branch because I wanted to have a response with some facts. So the guy does 2 miles of running every morning. He's taking care. He's on top of his cardio. He's on top of his health. He gets all his heart tests, his blood work. He's very much on top of that. So he's not as unhealthy as Nick Trigili would lead you to believe at all. It was funny how he does videos about me. When he did one on Mack Truck, he chilled because he knew Mack Truck would come for him. That's now we're getting training questions. It's the best leg exercise for quads if you can't squat anymore. Leg press, hack squat, pendulum squat. There's all kinds of machines that you don't have to squat. If you can't squat, there's still a lot of ways to stimulate your legs. Nicky Torres, I love the little drama with Nick and Jay Cutler, and Jay, who's that on Nick? Another video, doesn't know the whole story of him. Christ is king. I can't train the heat. I just don't get how they're doing with that pace and intensity. I guess you just get accustomed to it. Branch grew up in Texas, where the summers are brutal. My gym, it's only like that sometimes, and it's rough because you're like, sweat is coming off you. Like, I can't even keep the sweat out of my eyes. I wipe it and the sweat's right back down there again. Joan Segala, Branch is the most consistently amazing physique like Dexter, even with his training style. Yeah. Let's not forget, guys, Branch almost won the Olympia. In 2009, he was second place, and that's the year Jay made his comeback and got his title back after losing it. This is still the only time a Mr. Olympia champion has ever successfully got his title back after being defeated. So if Jay hadn't come back in 2009, Branch Warren would have been the 2009 Mr. Olympia. And Google pictures, Branch Warren 2009 Mr. Olympia. He was awesome that year. He was the first competitor to come out. They had lighting from like below, And when he came out and hit that front relaxed pose, it was like, wow, good Lord, what is that? Best he ever looked. It was just astonishing. That was a Mr. Olympia physique, and it almost was. Trying 2 hours heavy lifting, Yeah, I mean, I just want to say one thing about the cardio thing, guys. If you don't do any cardio, you're really missing out. Health-wise, you really need to, especially if you're using PEDs, especially, you need to be doing your cardio. Keep your heart and your lungs strong, but especially your heart. Get that cardio in. Don't be afraid it's going to ruin your gains. It's not. Guys, Ronnie Coleman used to do 2 hours on a step mill every day, and you remember what he looked like. Obviously, you don't want to go crazy and do high-intensity cardio for hours a day, but 20, 30 minutes of cardio every day, great thing for you. Stimulates your appetite, improves circulation. It's just a good thing. Don't skimp on the cardio, guys. I know a lot of us don't like it, but we all have the friggin' earbuds and playlists and everything now. You can watch videos while you're doing cardio. There's no excuse not to do cardio. So that's it. All right, guys. Well, I think I've said enough. I just want to clear that up because I consider Branch one of my friends in the industry, and I didn't like the fact that Nick Trigili's video painted him in a light where it seemed like he was being irresponsible with his health, selfish, to his family because he's not downsizing and all that. And I wanted to talk to Branch and get clear. So I'm sorry that Branch did not want to come on and respond. He didn't want to give Nick that satisfaction. So this was just me taking it upon myself. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it very much. You have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you next time.